Hey, welcome back. This is Tom at Sales Made Easy. And this is the podcast, Sales Made Easy. My job is to help your sales get a little easier. Or if you're a sales manager, help your management of salespeople get a little easier. Or if you're an owner of a company, getting your life a little easier, understanding what you are managing when you're managing a sales manager that's managing salespeople without a process, without a system. Too often, owners of companies believe that salespeople should be shooting from the hip because we don't understand sales. So if you're not a salesperson, but you're a president, owner, even an operations person, you need to understand sales. So you understand how to put a process in place and manage the process. And, one of the things I'm going to tell you that I think is great for salespeople as well as managers is how easy it is for you to go broke making sales. Now, there's a weird one, huh? And what I mean by that is too often we're pushing salespeople to make sales. And too often, as a salesperson, I'm pushing myself to make sales. And what I want to tell you is stop making sales. Start making customers. This is one of my early lessons as a salesperson that my boss taught me. Because I was really going after making sales. It was a big deal. And he finally sat me down and said, you know what? You're so pumped on making a sale that you're losing money. It's about making a customer. Because if you only make a sale, that person's going to buy from you once. But if you make a customer, that person's going to have no problem buying from you every time. And it's funny, I'm talking to HVAC companies, I talk to construction companies, roofing companies, I talk to these companies, and we have salespeople out there trying to make a sale. I want to sell you an HVAC system. And unfortunately, if you do make that sale, guess what happens next time I have an HVAC problem? I'm wondering, who should I call this time? It's about making customers. So if you don't get the sale right away, that's not a problem. Your job is to make a relationship. And from that relationship, you create a customer. Now, I know I'm a little touchy on the relationship thing. And the reason I say that is I really get really ticked off about salespeople say, I'm in a relationship business. And I'm going to tell you, you're not in a relationship business. You're in a rapport building business. Because when we think about relationships, we think about, do you know me? And there's a lot of people I have relationships with that will never buy from me. And there's a lot of people you have relationships that never buy from you. And I got to tell you, depending what business you're in, if you're in that business where you give out 4 quotes to somebody and they only buy 1 time out of 4 times you quoted them, then you got a really bad relationship with that person. Wouldn't you much rather have someone say, look, I got these 4 jobs, but really you're cut out for this one. This is the one I think is the best fit for you. Number one, to make their job easier. If they had 4 jobs, they know exactly which vendor to give each one. They don't question it. It makes their life easier. But instead, because they don't know, because you're making sales and everybody's calling them just trying to make a sale, they put it out to each one of you. Much rather have rapport, a strong positive relationship. There are negative relationships and positive relationships, right? So how do you build that positive relationship? Well, stop talking about making a sale. Start talking to people about what they're trying to achieve, what their job looks like, how to make their job easier. If you just want me to sell you something, I'm not interested. My job is to make your job easier. And to do that, I need to understand a little bit about what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve, where you're having problems, where you're not having problems. Would life be easier if you could just go, Tom's the guy for this job, and know that I'm going to give you the right price, the fair price, and I'm going to get the job done? If that's the case, then let me help you make your job easier. So I really want you to think about when you got the sale, when someone gave you the bid, you gave them a bid and they gave you the deal. I want you to ask yourself, Did you just make a sale or did you make a customer? Because if you just made a sale, still great, but I want you to focus on, from that sale, turn this person into a customer. And that doesn't mean next time they need something, you talk to them. That means go have coffee with them. Ask how you did. What else do they want to see? How's that? Go build a relationship, a positive relationship. Stop saying you're in the relationship business if you don't know what this person is trying to do with their job. Sales is much, much more than making a sale. Sales is about making a customer. And I really want you to think about that moving forward. So this is a quick one. By the way, also have some things going on. We have a boot camp, live boot camp. So if you're in the Dallas area, or even if you're not, you want to fly in, May 13th and 14th, we're having a sales boot camp, 2-day sales boot camp. Feel free to email me, tom@salesmadeeasy.com, and see if you can sign up for it. It's 9 to 4 both days in Addison, little town north of Dallas, if you're not from Dallas. But please reach out if you're interested. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Have a good one.